so we're talking about the SAG strike, right? All right. So nothing's really happening, but everything's really happening. It's basically where we were last week, except SAG is like fully giving the go ahead for lots of indie movies. We've got like a list up on the SAG website telling you who you can and cannot work with. It's not affecting everything in the industry, but most shows, most movies, most everything in relation to non-indie projects are on a complete hold. So
it's so like a studio like A24, which like reached a deal independently with SAG, like they're doing their stuff, like they're fine, but so they're not part of the MPTP, so they were able to negotiate and they accepted the terms that SAG offered, which is fantastic. And now we have like other movies that are getting waivers. Like I think Steven Spielberg's daughter, her directorial debut, I forget her name, Destry Allen Spielberg.
It's kind of a good name. I didn't know her name.
It's like it's a good name. It's also a long name. Her directorial debut, Please Don't Feed the Children, is one of the 5 movies that have been given this waiver from SAG, so they can continue to cast and like maybe work towards production. You've got a Guy Ritchie movie that's also gonna be doing that. So SAG seems like what they're doing here is they're telling the industry, look, we are here looking for equal terms from and fair terms to have proper working conditions from the MPTP. However, we're not here to be, to put down the industry as a whole. So if you guys are willing to work with us on fair terms, then we're going to give, then let's do that. Let's work and let's keep people in their jobs. Let's make sure we can continue to earn a living, which I think is a great thing for SAG to do because it puts them in the right in the public eye. And it also puts more pressure on the MPTP to come back to the table and hopefully, decide that whichever direction we're going to go, whether you're going to punt some of the issues till the next one or come up with a deal on the things you can agree on. I hope.
And I think that's really where it is like the AMPTP is kind of like, it seems like writing out on public perception that like the actors are just being divas.
Right.
Oh yeah, like let's just laugh off the actors. It's like, no, we all want to work. We want to make sure that people can pay their rent. That's why we're here to begin with. So I definitely think Fran Drescher is doing a marvelous job. Actually, I'm honestly shocked at how brilliant and some of how thoughtful a lot of her speeches have been. It's really, I feel like she's doing a really great job. I fully support her in every way. I still have not gone picketing. I'm maybe the worst actor on planet Earth. I have to go. I have to go before I leave for Colorado. My hair. Oh my goodness. So there's that. Everybody's out there striking. There are Hollywood names out there every day out the picket lines.
I saw Colin Farrell on social. Hours. Yeah, he was out there. Like every day I'm seeing some like new big name that's out there showing support, which is fantastic.
Other than that, there's really no big movement. Like there's no big announcements. It's really just they're giving out indie vouchers. SAG has said that vouchers were available the very first day of the strike, and they have received hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of applications for these vouchers to like move forward with filming, casting this. Well, not filming. I think they're allowed to continue with casting. I think they're allowed to continue with press, but nobody's allowed to actually move forward with filming during the strike.
There were a couple of movies that got exceptions to continue filming that were already in production. I don't know about any that are about to go to production, but like A24, for example, because they have a deal with SAG, they can keep making their movies, which so right now we still have a lot of studios out, like the big studios, the MPTP studios, they have a lot of content in the pipeline, so they're not going to feel the effects of this until a few months later. But right now they're considering moving movies like Aquaman, Dune, and even like the Marvels potentially, because if they can't promote it, and if they have to if they feel like they're going to ride this thing out until next year, then I think we're going to end up in some, because even if you don't feel it like in the next 6 months, for us as consumers, we're going to start to feel it like 2 years from now, when we're going to have these huge gaps because things were shut down for so long. Now it's just taking them a long time to catch up on the backlog, like during the COVID pandemic. But I mean, here's hoping that things continue to go well, and maybe this will lead to a renaissance of indie movies. For all we know, like maybe this is what we're talking about.
I think I love that
Yeah.
so much because I'm honestly so sick of
Yeah,
watching all
even
of these, like,
even if that
God.
means that because the studios, their movies are shut down, and then because these indie movies will continue production, hopefully, if that means that a lot of those indie movies end up getting picked up for distribution by the bigger studios, then I mean, bravo to all those indie filmmakers who might have more opportunity in this like weird, twisted way. They're gonna find a way to get distribution with big studios and hopefully end up having careers made out of that. So we're yet to see a lot of that.
Also, there's a lot left to come, but just also because I think, Dan, earlier you mentioned, you were like, I think everyone thinks everything stopped moving. That's not exactly what happened. It's so like the entertainment industry, especially here in LA, as an actor, is really split into commercial and theatrical. Commercials are still rolling. I was just in an ESPN commercial this past week. They're still filming. They're still doing their stuff. They have everything slated. We were getting ready for an NFL project, which is fun. That's all still rolling. Castings are going out. I'm auditioning. That's theatrical is what is like not moving.
Yeah, if you go to like the Warner Brothers lot, it's like empty. It's like a ghost town.
Yeah, I had one audition for like a low budget indie movie this past week. I have one more that is due tomorrow. Those are filming. That's not where anybody makes their money, but that's where people make their start and their reels and everything else. But that's it. So all of the like big movies and all of this and all of that, no. Like Winning Time is finally coming out on HBO. I actually did like featured background on that show for months. Like they wanted me there like every day for months. And I was like, no, but that's finally coming out. And it just feels like all of those jobs are gone. So the entertainment industry is hurting. People are hurting. Economically, I think LA is going to start really hurting. New York really going to start hurting, especially because New York is where a lot of those crime dramas are filmed.
A lot of TV.
And that's a big part of the economy.
And Chicago.
All of that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chicago, New York. Atlanta is really the home of like a lot of movies.
A lot of the Marvel projects get shot down there too. Yeah. Yep. And London, like I saw that the UK is also big because like there's it's a bigger part of their economy. All these movies that are filming, Deadpool 3 was filming in London and that all got shut down. So it's affecting everybody for sure.
LA, luckily it's like we have commercials so we can still start rolling with this.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
if I couldn't do either, I'd probably be crying right now.
I think like Gavin. I heard that Gavin Newsom, the governor in or is he the governor? Oh no, is he the state governor or is he the mayor of? Gavin Newsom's the governor of California, right? Yeah. So I think is going to start to get involved in this because I think he's trying to position himself as a presidential candidate in the next cycle, but. He will probably try to like mediate. What kills me about that
is I don't know anybody in California that's like
his numbers are. Yeah, he's not really. But for example, if he can put on his resume that he helped mediate something like this, then I think that will be a big plus sign for him. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. I mean, we're gonna keep talking about this and see, and if there's any updates on the SAG side, on the WGA side, on the AMPTP side, we'll keep covering it. And as always, if you are going out picketing, it's hot out there. Stay hydrated and make sure to take care of yourself. And we sincerely hope that you're finding ways to still earn a living in this time. And if you have any comments for us, any experiences you'd like to share, you can leave them in the comments below and hit the like button and subscribe. That helps us keep doing more of this. And we hope to keep bringing the updates as they come.